Good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time it is, wherever you're coming from, Cowboys Nation, you know the drill. Welcome to the Star Boys Double XO show. I am your host, Zach White, and with me, as always, my guy, my co-host, the one and only Daryl Clark, old head. What's up, man?
Turn off all them goddamn lights. What's up, player?
What's up, man? You drinking?
What's up, man? What's the week?
I'm drinking this evening. It's been a long.
You gonna sip on something?
It's
Friday night.
It's Friday night.
Hey, man, I just got paid. My wife ain't home. I got the house. What else could go wrong? What could go wrong?
Don't say that. Don't say that. No.
What could go wrong?
Anytime somebody says that, man, it ruins every damn thing. I got a guy who habitually does that when I work, and he leaves out the door and he says, "What could possibly go wrong?" Man, every time I believe in stuff like that. Every time something bad happens, nah, I ain't playing that shit. I'm not do that.
Yeah, well, I'm cool, man. I'm gonna enjoy this. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna rap a little bit. It's been a minute, man. How you up in there in Texas, man? Everything cool with you? Everything good?
Man, I'm still going through this through the whole freezing and then bursting of the pipes. That whole situation. My Star Boys room is still down. So I'm in my beautiful dining room right now, as you can see with the blank.
Oh, that's
wall.
dedication right there.
It is. It's fancy.
That's
It's
dedication
fancy.
right there, man. All our people out there, though, man. Look, I know you and a lot of people is going through that, man. So
yeah,
stay up.
Still stressful, man. Got to deal with that insurance company. That's not fun for anybody. So, but I ain't even worried about that right now because I'm hyped up, man. Because right now, with some of the stuff that's going on, with the little switcheroos that are being pulled around in the draft, that to me is exciting. I'm excited about that. I think that means good things for us. So we want to dive into that. We're going to also dive a little bit into free agency as well, and we do have some special guests with us today. So let's go.
Who we got?
Let's go ahead and introduce
Who we
them.
got?
We got a too much Camber. Too much.
Hey guys.
Too much.
Hey.
Hello.
Cheers.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. And we got our guy Steve Cornett. What's going on, man?
I'm drinking tonight.
That's what I'm talking
what it is. Yeah. That's right. We got me another old head in here to combat them youngins.
That's right. You need an
two versus two.
You need a crotchety old man in here now.
See? Yeah.
All right, so give us a little bit of your credentials, Steve. I mean, so you have a little bit of a background as being a scout, so kind of fill us in on that.
Got involved in the around the mid '90s here in Lexington. The Cincinnati Bengals used to have their training camp in Georgetown, so I got on the staff there for the SEC scouting staff. It was a small group, about 3 or 4 guys. And since I was the young guy, I always got the whippings. And I'd always get the Mississippi State trips, the Oxford trips. I never get to go to Florida, Baton Rouge. It was always that. I was a year and a half, learned a lot. Been a coach, I would say 31 years. Baseball coach about 15 years, and been a Cowboys fan since 1970. I have a few distinctions that I'm really proud of. I was the first kid in the 70s in the state of Kentucky to ever have a subscription to Dallas Cowboys Weekly.
Nice. Okay. Bringing it back.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve. Quick question for you, man. When you were scouting, do you guys how do they break that up? Were you scouting a specific position, or it's just all positions? You're just going checking out all the teams. So every position you were scouting for, or what?
It's everything. Now, of the 3 guys, they'll all split up on the different teams. and then you'll get your per diems. Then you get your travel time. I'll drive to Knoxville. It's about a 3-hour trip from Lexington to Vols. I can go down to Nashville, about 5 hours. Okay. So I was on the road a lot. But when you're out there, you are getting up and you are scouting those games on a Saturday morning. I mean, when they're happening, you're right there. And that was back in the 90s. Even though you had a lot of film on guys, they still got guys out there scouting.
Okay, so quick question for you. Here's a quick question for you. Give us, because you were in the 90s, man, there's some good players that came out of the SEC in the 90s. Give us the prospect that surprised you from your time that went on to do the biggest thing in the NFL during that time. Who'd you see and you just knew, right? You went back to the Bengals and said, that's the dude. He's going to be a generational player. Who was it? Who was the best guy you seen playing college back then?
And it's hard to say. I couldn't give you a name right offhand. I didn't have that in my notes for tonight. But one of the guys that really impressed me was a defensive end out of Mississippi, Ole Miss. I think his last name was Radford. Don't quote me on that, but he really impressed me. The guy reminded me a lot now of Randy Gregory with his dip, his moves. Guys back there in those days in the SEC were all about run stopping. You didn't have to really stop the pass. The SEC, 90% of the teams ran the ball. I mean, Vandy was a passing team. Kentucky was a passing team. Back with the air raid, that was a lot of fun. And I got to go to a lot of UK games. Tim Couch.
They've turned out a lot of prospects.
You
don't know nobody from no damn UK. I don't even know nobody who came out of Kentucky.
Here's the thing about Kentucky, Daryl. Here's the thing about Kentucky. We don't sign and recruit a lot of 5-star players, but we make some good 3-star players in the NFL. We've had some good draft picks down the line. You got one coming up, Kelvin Joseph. Who's had some issues with the law here in Lexington, but man, the kid's talented. He's really talented, and he could go in the 3rd round as a cornerback. So that's one to look for.
I don't like dealing with anybody that deals with the laws. Let's not put that on our team, man.
Well, you know what the old saying is about Jerry's kids, right?
What's that?
So Jerry's kids are
yeah. Boys will be boys.
You like a
right. Rolando McClain. Let's talk about Rolando McClain.
Jesus Christ. A lot of
oh man, I think it goes all the way back to Bob Hayes, guys. I mean, Bob Hayes had some dealings too.
Right. Oh yeah. I mean,
every team does.
Yeah.
Every team's got their bad apples.
Of course, the cocaine company.
Yeah, right on. Well, hey man, thanks for jumping on with us, and Steve, man.
It's a pleasure to be here. I really
pick your brain. We're gonna pick your brain tonight.
That's right.
Well, I should have took more notes and drank less, I guess.
Cheers.
You'll fit right in.
Cheers.
You fit right in.
We're gonna find reasons to toast tonight. I can see.
To hell with
toasting everything.
To hell with this
like,
COVID.
Where's the salary cap held? Yay! Take a drink.
I said, to hell with this COVID. I get my second
We got
shot.
$3 million
tomorrow.
left under the cap. Yeah, take a drink. KJ Wright.
No, one thing I do want to tell you guys. Ever since I got in with the group with you guys with Frankie and you guys, I was one of those guys that always was worried that they weren't going to have enough money under the cap. They didn't have enough pie to go around, But you guys have kind of showed me a different way of thinking. And I want to tell you, I appreciate that. I'm grateful for that because this old man actually learned some things by getting hooked up with you guys. So I've kind of changed my
Hold
tune.
on. Let me go get my salt. You about to make me. Let me go get my salt. I'm just kidding. I ain't gonna go get the salt. But don't you start that, Steve, with ain't no such thing as a salary cap. I'm watching you.
Well,
The only reason he's not going to get his salt is because he can't find his hand truck. He needs one so big. He don't have a shaker. He's got this whole tub.
Well, there's a segue to Cam. Hey, girl.
It's some rock salt, right?
Ain't that what you call that? Is Z what you call that, man? Ain't that a transition?
That's a transition, smooth transition.
A segue.
Yeah,
That's a
There you go.
segue.
Right.
Where you at? What part of the world are you in, Camber?
Oh, I'm actually back home for once. Yeah.
Oh, you made it back
here,
home.
I'm here in Dallas for a couple
We never
weeks
know which
before I hit
Camber
the
we're
road
getting.
again.
We're getting NASCAR cam, or are we getting cowboy cam?
You're getting cowboy cam today.
All right.
We had a little NASCAR conversation earlier, and
We did.
yeah, I think Daryl almost fell asleep.
No,
I
Daryl was
enjoy
all about
NASCAR.
talking.
What
He
you
wanted to
talking
talk about that party. He was all talking about that
Oh,
party.
that's right. Tailgating.
I enjoy NASCAR.
Tailgating in NASCAR is apparently the way
I
to
just
go.
don't never know
Bro.
which way.
It's a
I never
full-blown
know
party.
which camera we getting. You split your time seriously as a sports. When it comes to sports, are you more 60-40 football? What are you? Are you 50-50 right down the middle? NASCAR, NFL.
I'd say it's 50-50, honestly. Yeah, completely.
Wow.
Yeah.
We can't have that. We can't.
I
have
know.
that. No.
Sorry.
I don't care. I want her life.
I'm in season right now for NASCAR, but NASCAR goes from February to November, so
Okay. Hold on. Let me ask you this: are you a bigger fan of your favorite driver, or are you a bigger fan of the Dallas Cowboys?
Cowboys. Yeah.
I was
Been
about
one
to say,
longer.
That's a good way for this to be a three-sided conversation. You was about to get blurred.
Right. No, definitely. I mean,
I know.
I'm about to pull Dr. Evil on her. Just see ya.
Yeah, right on.
yeah,
Right
no,
on.
been a Cowboys
I know.
fan much longer than anything else. So,
Okay.
but that
Like I
whole
said,
basketball thingy that's been going on,
Well,
done.
I can definitely say we envious of your life, man. Every time we talk to you, you're in some different sunny part of
in the world.
Right.
telling you.
Yeah, just
Man,
got
we
back
all
from Phoenix.
locked down. I don't even know where to
Back
put on my
somewhere.
mask or not, and I'm inside by myself. I wake up with a mask. I'm like, shit. Here's a question. Look. How many masks do you have? How many masks?
Me? Shoot.
Yes, all of them. How many
Probably.
masks do you guys got?
I gotta buy a bunch of them, man. Like every week, because I wear them to work, and they get covered with all kinds of nasty
Yeah.
stuff.
But you doing
So-
the blue medical ones, or you got the custom? I probably got like seriously like 25, 30 masks. Now they're fashion statements now. People matching them to their hats and shit. I'm like, jeez. I got about 50 though.
I probably only have like 10, but I will admit some of them are designer masks, like bought from
Of
Tory
course
Burch.
they are.
Yeah.
Of course they are. You don't look like you like the generic. Ooh, Steve. Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, look at it. I like it. I like it.
Nice.
I had
Oh,
one. I had one.
nice.
I lost it. I lost my Cowboys one. So I'm just going regular old black.
Woo! You busting them all out.
Man, you promoting on
All right, where you
What's
getting those?
happening?
Where are you getting those? Like
Cowboys.
Jerry
Selling
needs
them?
us to buy
You
more
making them?
Cowboys gear.
Cowboys Nation on
Look,
Twitter.
yeah.
Look, you
Oh,
see,
yeah,
you saw
No,
Camber
that's
tried
not
to get you in
right.
trouble, Steve. Camber's like, "Are you making those? Are those licensed?" You about to come get Camber's like, "Oh, you just making them, and
What?
Jerry ain't getting no
You back
cut."
there sewing them.
What's your tax ID, man?
Looks,
What's-
I'm from Kentucky. We bootleg everything. Okay, we
I
bootleg
say your
everything.
star all fucked up. You got 3 points on your star. Kentucky.
Your star look like a pyramid, fool.
I got mine
We
from
have-
China.
We have derailed.
Speaking of which, I know you got some moonshine down there, Steve. I know you got some.
Oh, you
up
know I
there.
do. You
Man,
know I do.
you got to send some our way.
We got some peach shine too.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep,
I like it.
yep.
Well, let's jump into this cowboy stuff, man. This is why we got y'all here,
This is
man.
why
This
we're
is
here.
some stuff
I was
that's
up-
been happening, right?
Okay. So
I'll get back on you. Get back to you on that Bengals player I was telling you about.
okay.
I'll get back to you on that.
So
I'll go back. I'll go back into my notes and just I got all my notes from the 90s, man. I'm serious. I got all the VHS tapes too. Okay, I just can't find a player. Go ahead. Go
Right
ahead.
at the top of your head.
Old
I'm
school.
sorry, yeah.
Old school. All right.
Yeah. I'm old school.
Okay. So why we're here today? Some big moves in the draft, some trades that are happening or have happened, And San Francisco moves up to that number 3 spot, does a trade with Miami, and I believe Miami gets 2 first-round picks out of the deal. They turn around, and I believe they ended up flipping one of them and then jumping back up to 6, and the Eagles jump back to 12. So, lot going on. So, this is something I'm very curious about. How is that going to affect us at that 10 spot?
You can't see that.
Yeah, so that was the breakdown, huh?
Yeah, I had it.
Those were some interesting moves, man.
I had it on screenshot.
I think, yeah, today was interesting, man. I couldn't figure out what the Dolphins were doing for a second, man. That was hokey pokey. They dropped back to 12, went up to 6. Who do you think they're targeting moving back up to 6? What do you think they're doing?
Oh, they're going after Waddle, or they're going after wide receiver, I think.
Waddle or Pitts.
Yeah, I hope not Pitts.
Ooh, don't say that.
I think they're
Don't
going
say that.
right. No, I think they're going after Waddle or Chase. Because I mean, them dropping back down actually gave Tua some confidence that at least they weren't trying to trade out. They weren't going after one of those top 4 whatever quarterbacks. So you kind of know that they're going to stay with Tua. But I think they're looking for a weapon for Tua.
I agree.
Frankie says Waddle.
Yeah.
So here's the question though. Do we think Jamar Chase will still be there?
For who?
Is Atlanta still looking for a quarterback?
For Miami back up at 6. Do you think Jamar Chase will still be there?
Maybe.
What if Pitts? What if
I think
Pitts
they are
is
after
there?
a weapon. So
I do too.
Would you take Pitts over Waddle? If you
Us or them?
No, if you were Miami, because I'm also a Dolphins fan too, because I'm old school.
Yeah.
Would you take Pitts over Waddle or Chase? If that's a question right there.
I don't think there's a wrong answer, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I think you're good either way. I mean, you got Parker on the outside still, so
right.
Devontae Parker is a damn good receiver.
He is.
I mean, he's popular in fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it depends on what they covet, right? If they covet speed or if they cover, a big time playmaker over the middle. So,
but this, in my opinion, this move today by Miami, by Chris Greer, is one of the best confidence moves by a GM that has a GM has in their quarterback. Okay.
Right.
He's sending a message to the team right now that, hey, we trust Tua. Tua's going to be our guy. And that says a lot because the writing's on the wall there,
Yeah, but hold on. So did it take for them to make 2 moves to send, the message that they're confident in?
But look what they got out of it.
From 3 to 12 and back up to 6.
But look what they got.
What did they net? Hold on. So what did they net? What at the end of the day? What did they net by trading from 12 back up to 6? What did they come away with?
A lot of draft capital. You got a first round and a third round in 2022. You got a first round from San Francisco in 2023. Okay. You got in 2021, you got a 5th round pick from Philadelphia, and you got Philadelphia's 6th overall pick. Chris Greer, in my opinion, needs to be GM of the year already. I mean,
you guys, I was looking at it since what I have since 2019. He's had at least 7, might have been 8 first round draft picks between 2019 and 2022.
Yeah.
And he's made a ton of minor moves between then and now too. There's a lot of minor stuff.
I don't know if there's been a more active NFL franchise than them in the last 2 or 3 years. I don't know if there has been one. So
they are in it to win it. That's right. And they seize an opportunity right now because they know Belichick's on a downturn, and that's why Bell's spending all this money in free agency. They know that their competition maybe only be the Bills. And
apparently Philly was actually going up after their 3rd.
They wanted
What does that say to Jalen Hurts?
Right.
You don't go to the 3rd. You don't go to the 3rd for a wide receiver or a lineman.
Right.
No, they were going after one of the quarterbacks.
Right.
So now they just kicked him down again. They're destroying another quarterback.
That's a
already
good
in Philly.
that's a good comparison contrast between Howie Roseman and Chris Greer right there, Cam. That's a really good point because Roseman just did not instill any confidence in that team. You know, Frankie's saying Miami, Colts, and Browns front offices have been banging.
Yeah.
Right. That's right.
The Colts.
Completely.
The Colts? What have the Colts done? I don't know. Look, I don't know what they've done, but I tell you what, at the end of the day, this sets I don't know, Zach, what you think, but this sets up Dallas, and you guys know I'm all for them trying to get a defensive player out of that slot. And I know, look at Cam, she can't even wait to get in here. But there's going to be a run on offensive players.
Yes.
There's going to be a run on offensive players, which is going to set Dallas up really, really well in that 10th spot. Right? Yeah. I don't know if there's going to be that is going to be picked off the bone. I don't know if there will be a defensive player taken in the top 9.
That's a really good assessment.
And here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with Cam first, and we're going to go down the list of who you think each team's pick will be. So, Cam, you're on the clock.
I'm on the clock.
Jacksonville Jaguars. So
we know.
Do we?
Lawrence.
Zach Wilson has been a lot of hype. I mean, you think about a Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold type situation.
I think that's the guy. I still think it is. Okay. And then I think Jets will go Fields.
Whoa, Fields is the second quarterback.
I think they like him. I really do.
Wow.
I really do.
But I don't look. I won't even pretend. But
you know what? You can flip.
Fields?
You can
Isn't Darnold?
This is Cam's draft. This is Cam's draft, sir. Oh, let me mute him.
Okay, I'll be in fairness to Daryl. I would flip. You could flip Fields or Wilson in that position there. You really could. I think the wild card's going to be the Falcons. Are they going to go? Are they going to take Mac? Because are they going to ride it out with Ryan, or are they going to wait for the next draft to bring in a quarterback? Are they going to?
You skip the Niners. The Niners.
Jets and Niners. I think could be Fields and Wilson. You could flip those two. Okay. It could go either way with those two. I don't really think there's they could go either way, unless everybody's drooling over what Mac did, in that throw today. So. Yeah. Honestly, those 3 quarterbacks could be any one of those 2. The Falcons, I think, are going to be the wild card. Do they stay with Matt Ryan? Do they bring in a quarterback in that, to get him ready, or are they going to try and play the cards and suck this next season and get a quarterback? I think that they're going to be the wild card.
And it really depends on how things fall as far as these quarterbacks go, but I honestly thought they would be kind of a team that trade back because there's so much offensive power towards the front of it. I thought they would want to try to drop back and get some defense, but I don't know. They are the wild card. What if maybe they do go defense? I mean, that's
they could
to really think about because you want to talk about offensive talent. I mean, they're pretty stacked at wide receiver. I don't know that they really want to make that move, and then so, maybe left tackle. Maybe you could go left tackle. There, but,
would they go Slater? I don't know.
Sewell.
I think Bengals are going to take Sewell. To tell you the truth, that they need to protect Burrows. He needs that protection. That poor boy ran way too much this year, so I think he's going there. And then Dolphins, I think they're going to go after one of the wide receivers. They're going to go Waddle. They're going to go Chase. They could go Pitts and break my heart. I don't know. Lions, they'll screw it. I have no idea what the Lions will do.
Lions may go after Pitts.
They could. Who knows? Yeah. Then when we got Carolina.
Or Micah Parsons.
I was about to say, one of those teams, man, they're going to pick a defensive player.
Okay, I need clear-cut decisions, Cam. I need to know what we have left, so I need to go down the list.
Goodness.
I want answers for each one of your draft picks.
Gosh. Shoot.
This is your mock. This is your mock draft.
Lions. So I think Lions will go Micah Parsons.
Okay.
I do think they're going to go defense. Carolina. So if I said that Falcons took the, if they took,
You still got 2 quarterbacks.
I know. In Carolina, I don't know what they think they're going to be doing. I'll say Carolina's going to go. Shoot, you guys, that's killing. I don't know what Carolina will do. Tell you the truth.
They're going to go.
You think they'll go quarterback?
They tried to get rid of Teddy Bridgewater. They're going to go quarterback.
They did. So I mean, who do we probably got left? Mac.
You got Fields.
No, because I think Fields will go Jets or Niners. Yes. I think. Yeah.
Got them
and then
between the Jets and the 49ers.
Right.
You got Trey Lance. You got Trey Lance. And then who's getting Trey Lance?
I think Broncos will go Trey Lance.
Whoa, really? Broncos at quarterback.
You think they're happy? You think they're happy with their little kid they got? I don't.
Drew Lock?
I don't. Nope. He's been hurt.
Wasn't bad, was he? Was he bad?
He wasn't great. He wasn't great. I think Trey Lance is better than him. Then you get to us, and I want Pitts, but I think I'm going to say we're going to take Pitts at this point.
Okay. Boom.
Pitts.
There it is.
I'm there.
Boom.
Okay,
say it with your chest, Cam. Man, I'm sorry.
Pitts. We're taking Pitts.
Let's say it with your hair.
Your hair.
I know.
There you go.
All
right. Steve. Give me your.
Who's the pick?
1 through 10 mock. All the way through.
I'm going through my notes here. I gave this some thought, and it's going to be some interesting picks here. Of course, we know Lawrence is going to go first. Okay, I just don't think there's anybody in the right mind, that thinks that Jacksonville's not going to take Trevor Lawrence. Okay, in my opinion, Trevor Lawrence has got one of the best arms coming out in the draft in a long time. Since Andrew Luck. Thank you. It's accuracy, arm strength. The guy can throw the ball across the field from hash mark to hash mark, college hash mark, on a rope. Okay, and he's just that good. I was toying with the idea of either Zach Wilson going to the Jets or Trey Lance. Okay, I think that Trey Lance is better suited to the offensive scheme that the Jets are going to have. Okay, and that's why I think the Jets will take Trey Lance, even though they sent a bunch of guys to Wilson's pro day. So it's going to be a flip. You can either see the Jets get Wilson, or you could see the Jets get Trey Lance, and that would leave San Francisco with the sloppy seconds. Okay, and in this draft, in the quarterbacks, you don't got any sloppy seconds. You don't get sloppy seconds till you get passed in the second round. There may be 7 quarterbacks picked.
At least 5.
Yeah, there may be 7. There may be 7 quarterbacks picked in the top 25 of this draft. That's how quarterback hungry all these teams are. And you see these teams making these moves. You see the Bears. Okay, these teams are getting desperate. And some of these GMs really don't care if they're on their way out. That's going to be somebody else's problem. I'm going to pick this guy right here because just to spite the organization that I've worked my ass off for 15 years. Okay, I'm going to pick this guy and let him deal with it. You got to think that San Francisco, and this is tough. My son is a big 49ers fan, and we talked about this. Well, I know. Well, it happens. I mean, not every one of your kids can follow in your footsteps, right? You could see Trey Lance. Trey Lance has got the arm set for San Francisco. I don't know if he's got the physical attributes to stay on the field for a long time. That's what they're dealing with Jimmy Garoppolo right now. To me, Jimmy Garoppolo is a glass quarterback. Okay, he's a lot like. He reminds me a lot like Tim Couch. Tim Couch was a glass quarterback. All they gave Tim Couch was a tackle and a running back and one receiver in Cleveland. and Tim Couch couldn't stay on the field. So that's what's going on with Jimmy Garoppolo. So I'm wondering if Trey Lance is going to be that same kind of guy. I could be wrong, but I've seen Trey Lance suffer some. Here's where it gets interesting, Cam, with your Pitts pick. Do the Falcons stay with their what appears to be their plan to get somebody in there behind Ryan? Okay, if I'm the Falcons, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a quarterback. I'm going to pick somebody that I can get, and that's probably going to be Justin Fields. And that's why I think the Falcons will pick up Fields. Okay. 49ers could pick Fields, but okay. Fields probably is a little more sturdier than Trey Lance. It seems like all these North Dakota State quarterbacks are glass quarterbacks. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something in the water up there. Okay. I know it's awful damn lonely up in North Dakota. Okay. So that's
all that cold.
Yeah, right. Yeah, really. Where you stand? I'm staying in the house tonight. Why? It's 6 feet of snow outside. Yeah, you're going to see. Here's my notes. There it is. I think Atlanta's going to pick Fields if he's still there. Atlanta will go Fields. Then that brings us to Cincinnati. They're going to get Penei Sewell or Slater. And I lost the other two guys in the gal.
Oh, no,
there we are.
I just maximized you, man.
Boy, you're confusing an old man. Don't confuse an old man
I'm
here.
Spotlighting you. I'm gonna put you on the hot seat.
Oh, don't do that. I'm on the hot seat every day. So the Dolphins are going to probably pick up Pitts. Some people say Chase, Jamar Chase. Some people say Waddle. I think they're going to pick up Pitts. I don't think we're going to have Pitts at 10. Cam, I'm sorry. I wouldn't mind it if the Cowboys were going more to free agency, and we'll get to that in another segment. Zach, I got to think the Detroit Lions are going to go another weapon. They've got to have another offensive weapon. Yeah. Micah Parsons been projected to the Lions. I don't buy that. But if Pitts is still there, watch Dan Campbell. Okay, who was what? A tight end.
Tight end. Mm-hmm.
Okay. If Pitts is there, watch Dan Campbell put him in there as another weapon. Otherwise, you're going to get a Waddle there for Detroit, or you're going to get a Jamar Chase if he's still there. Detroit's going to pick an offensive weapon. Okay, and it ain't going to be a running back. And comes to Panthers. Here's where the Panthers get their sloppy seconds. I don't know if they're going to have a quarterback on the roster that can. I mean, we got Teddy Bridgewater, and Teddy Bridgewater's a good. He'll be a good mentor, but who's going to be left? I'm sorry.
A bridge quarterback. Bridgewater.
Yeah. Right. Thank you.
See what I did there?
Yes. Okay. So that's why I think if the quarterback's there, they're going to pick a quarterback. I see Carolina spending a lot of money. They got rid of some guys this year. They cut some guys out, like my boy Trey Boston because of cap reasons. So they're trimming the cap numbers down. So they're going to look for an offensive weapon. I've got Denver picking up a tackle. If Sewell's there, Denver will grab him. If Rashawn Slater's there, that's who Denver will get. Denver, with Drew Lock getting hurt, okay, I think he got hurt twice. Is that right, Daryl? Mm-hmm. Last year, right? Yeah. He got hurt twice. So with
to the
John
point they didn't even play with a quarterback. They had that third-string wide receiver that played quarterback in college, and he played quarterback.
Yeah. Yes.
Well,
exactly.
yeah, but
exactly.
No, I thought Drew got hurt, and the others were because of COVID. But anyway,
so I would look for Denver to grab a tackle. Okay, you got to have some protection there, and with John Elway going upstairs, John Elway's going to look down and say, "You better get somebody to protect Drew Lock's butt." Okay, because they haven't given me any indication they're going to move on from Drew Lock. They don't have any confidence in Drew Lock. I think they're giving Drew Lock another year. Okay. Daryl, would you agree with that?
I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree.
They're going to give Drew Lock another year. Okay.
Mhm.
They're already beefing up the defense. Okay. They're already what'd you get? Kyle Fuller? Yeah.
Yeah, they did get Fuller.
Yeah, right. And here it brings up number 10. Who are we going to pick? Patrick Surtain?
Mhm.
Okay. Or who?
J.C. Horn.
Who do you like better?
Surtain.
Why do you like Surtain better?
Just because I want to razz.
No,
I do. I just wanted to see. I wanted to see Zach.
I don't want to get
Make your pick, Steve. Make your pick.
No, we're not. Don't steal my thunder. No, that's for another.
Make your pick, Steve. Make your pick.
It's going to be.
Yeah, you make it.
It's going to be a wild pick. Now check this out. How many holding and penalty calls have the Cowboys had on their secondary in the last 3 years?
A ton.
A ton. Right.
Ridiculous.
I think Mike McCarthy knows that. I think Dan Quinn knows that. I think Coach Witt knows that. Okay. Why would I go for J.C. Horn, who is all hands? Okay. Who is now granted, the kid was the only kid in the SEC that could actually keep up with Kyle Pitts, but why? Had his hands all over him. And offensive pass interference is called a little differently in the SEC and in college than it is in the pros. That kid is going to get exposed. J.C. Horn's going to get exposed. If he goes up there and he's a day one starter, people are going to pick on him all day long. You're going to have a matchup. It'll be a fest. It'll be a snake fest. We're going to throw him into the pit of snakes. So you got Surtain. So you're going to have to go with Surtain because Farley broke my heart, okay, when he had that back surgery. Okay. And I'm 55 years old. I have degenerative joint disease. I've already had a third of my disc between L3 and L4 taken out. And I know how debilitating that is. And when I heard that news, my heart just went out to that Caleb Farley kid.
Yeah.
I mean, he sat out. Really, he didn't set out this year because of COVID. He sat out because of his back. And
why didn't he have the surgery earlier? That's what we question.
Yeah.
Well,
it may have just been identified later on. That's kind of
true. It took a while for them to identify my degenerative joint disease. It's where the liquid and the fluid leaves your discs and your joints, and they dry up. I mean, I used to be 6 foot in high school and college. Okay, now I'm 5'11" because of that situation. So Caleb Farley, they're going to have to take a hard look at him, and if he's not been diagnosed with degenerative joint disease or some kind of ailment there, he'll have a shot. He may go in the 3rd round, but I don't think he's going to go in the 1st round at all. I think people are going to take a pass on him.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Push back.
Are we going up the ladder?
No.
We're going to stay at 10?
Cutting it at 10.
Nah, that's it.
Nope. Well, nobody said anything about Mac Jones. I was going to say something real quick about Mac
Jones. Nah. Look, Steve, you ain't never going to be nominated for no damn Oscar. You're gonna talk all the way through the symphony music. We going to put symphony music. Yeah, look, somebody keep the symphony music. Goddamn scout. You put a scout on here, man. Okay. You just done gave me the scouting report for 20 goddamn players. That's it. That's it.
Daryl's against the SEC.
You been traded up, traded back, came back into the 1st round, and look.
Don't talk to me about trading up. That's enough.
Look, for the sake of for the sake of me getting to a segment, I agree mostly with Cam and Steve. This is what I think. I think obviously, and I'm not gonna go down 1 through 10. I think we're gonna see a run. But the draft is unpredictable. So something's going to happen. I just think something's going to happen, and we're going to be faced with – here's what I think happens when the Cowboys finally get on the clock. I think they're going to run into an issue where you see one of the two, Pitts or Slater, is going to be there, and we're going to have Horn and Surtain. I think Pitts or Slater is going to be there with a Surtain and Horn. It's going to force them. If we're saying what pick are they going to make, I think Dallas is not going to do what we all want, and I don't think they're going to do the conventional thing. And if Slater or Pitts is there, I think they take him. They take him.
Now you're being Daryl Downer.
No, I
Now
do. I just look. Do I? What do I want? And if this conversation is about who Dallas picks, I think if Pitts or Slater falls to them, they are taking one of those two guys. I want them to pick defense, but I think the draft is unpredictable. I think there's going to be a group of 2 or 3 there, and it's going to force their hand. Just like I don't think they went into the draft last year thinking that they were going to get CeeDee Lamb, and he forced their hand because it's about value at that spot. And I don't think there's any better value in the NFL than a bona fide star at tackle that can play 10 to 12 years. And so if a Slater falls to you, if a Slater, and I know that, look, that's my boy Zach's guy. That's his guy. But if a guy like him falls to you, I think it forces their hand, and I think they take him. So that's my opinion. Z, what you got, man?
I kind of agree. I'm halfway there with you. I don't think Surtain's on the board. If you want my honest opinion, I think you're.
Wow.
I don't think you're going 9 picks without a defensive player. I don't see it. I don't see it. I know there's a lot of offensive weapons. I know there's going to be a run on quarterbacks. It's the 3 to 4 before us that I'm concerned about, because there's some situations. Detroit. I'm not exactly.
Detroit
is what they're going to do. Right?
Detroit is a wild card.
Yeah.
Detroit is your wild card right there, because Dan Campbell, who likes to chew on people's knees, okay, he's going to be the wild card, and you could be right. Now, here's why I think we have to take Surtain. They've not shown me in free agency that they're serious about the cornerback position, and that was one of the biggest flaws and the biggest deficits on this team. Okay. You've got these cornerbacks leaving. Okay, all they did was sign Jordan Lewis. Okay, now Jordan Lewis got some spunk, but he don't have his size. He loses every 50-50 ball. It comes his way.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, and they're definitely showing their hand, which is scary. But I don't think, and that would be my pick. If Surtain is there, that would be my pick. I don't believe that he's going to
over Zach. So Z, so let's say this. So if they had a Pitts or a Slater there with Surtain, you're saying that they would still pick Surtain.
I believe so. I believe the Dallas Cowboys would still pick Surtain. I don't really see what they have in that secondary as far as the cornerback. I feel like that's something that was just kind of. Well, I mean, what is there? Who are you going to start at that on the other side? You're going to start Anthony Brown? Or are you going to start Jordan Lewis? Hell no.
Robinson, 4th round pick last year.
Maybe they get a cornerback in the 2nd round and start him. That's an absolute possibility. But I'm not buying it. I don't think he'll be there. Is the point.
The cornerback market drops significantly after the 1st round. The cornerback talent drops. Yes, it drops.
We got a couple in the beginning of the second, I think.
I think Asante Samuel Jr. is just as good. I think the kid from Georgia is just. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know.
And we got Molden. We got Molden at the beginning of 2, and I know he's not a big outside corner, but I don't think it drops off as hard.
I don't think I don't think it drops off huge. But hold on, Zach. Hold on. Zach, did you make your pick?
No,
who's your pick?
Didn't.
I have not made my pick.
No, he said,
make your pick.
I would like to make my pick. My pick is going. My pick is going to be. It's going to be Slater. It's going to be Slater. I think it just makes. I as much as I would like to advocate, because it's not a sexy pick, right? It's not a sexy pick. You got Pitts on the board. That's a sexy pick. That's a sexy pick. Just more offensive weapons for Dak Prescott, and that's beautiful. But what good is that going to do if you can't keep Dak Prescott off his damn bat? Okay, and we're going into a situation where we've been constantly reminded that every season over the past, I don't even know, 4 or 5 seasons in a row, that Tyron Smith has went out with some sort of back injury, whether it's a few games or not, but he's missing games. And every time that we put somebody in that spot to replace him, Dak Prescott gets destroyed. Okay, so I'm not interested in that. I want someone with the ability, and this is why Slater's my perfect pick. He has the ability to slide up and down all over the line. A lot of people have him as a guard because of his height. He's 6'3", like 310. And they don't think he has a lot of length in his arms, so they think he would be better at guard, right? So to me, Guess what? Guess who's in that left guard position? Who's the name? Who?
The strongest guy in the NFL.
Not strong at all. At all. Connor Williams, get his ass out of here. I'm tired of looking at him. Slide him into that spot, and then guess what? If something happens, then you have a little bit more rotation with your guys as far as if
I'm gonna be against that 110%, and here's why.
Okay.
Connor Williams was totally mismanaged. His talent was totally mismanaged from the time he set foot at the Star. When he set foot on Dallas Cowboys property, he was totally mismanaged. How many sacks did that kid give up at Texas his senior year? How many sacks that kid give up in 3 years at Texas? And where did he play? He played tackle. Connor Williams should have been
more athletic than he is strong.
Yes.
Right.
Connor Williams.
He should have been right tackle.
Exactly. He was totally mismanaged, and somebody on that offense. I don't know if it was Pollock at the time that was there. Was it Pollock? Because I know when Pollock left and went to the Bengals, I had one of my buddies tell me, "Why did you send me Pollock?" Because that's the guy that mismanaged the whole deal with Connor Williams. I just wanted to put that in there because if Connor's playing, they should be. I was screaming last year to anybody that would listen, put Connor Williams at tackle, retrain him to play tackle. He's not strong enough to get to the second level and handle a linebacker, especially a big strong side linebacker or a Mike linebacker. He's just not. He just doesn't have it. But what you put him out on the edge, his footwork is great, and they've totally mismanaged him. Now, that's all I wanted to say about Connor Williams. I still love the kid; he's great, but I just don't. I think he was just a waste. And I agree. Get him out of there. If you can't train him, get him out of there. Get him somewhere else.
That's where I'm at with it. It's time to move on. No. I mean, legitimately, yeah, you're right. He probably should have been a swing tackle for us or something along those lines.
Yeah. He could have been a great swing tackle.
I felt like we were
So let's
with that move.
Yeah, let's do this, Zach, because we went through we went through the draft. So here's a question I have for you guys: free agency, thumbs up, thumbs down on how they've handled free agency thus far. Have we, I'm talking from Dak all the way to KZ, thumbs up, thumbs down. Have they did enough let's do this. Have they did enough to win the division going into the draft right now? Cam, thumbs up, thumbs down. Have they did enough to win the division on defense? Have their team gotten better?
I'm going to say yes. Besides, I want one more big nasty in the middle. But yes. Yeah, yes.
Really?
I'm going to take it. Yeah.
Steve, thumbs up with you. You say they've gotten better. How?
There was an old Fred Sanford show. Okay, Sanford and Son. And whenever Red Fox would be like undecided on something, he would always do this. Remember Sanford and Son?
Yeah.
Okay. They have not done enough for me, and here's why.
Like I was on the Gladiators. Shit. Okay,
Here's why. They didn't do enough to address the middle of the defensive line. Okay, Cam's right. You needed somebody else. When Jerron Reed came out and was let go, and I found out he was going to be let go, I woke up and my solution was found. I want to trade up and get Barmore because that's going to fill the deficiency that they did. That kid from Chicago, he's good. He's a good run stopper, but he's not an every down tackle. Okay.
Ooh, you talking about Hicks? Akeem Hicks?
No. The other.
Who are you
kid,
talking about?
The big white kid.
Brent Urban.
Brent Urban.
Oh, you mean who we signed? I thought you were. Okay, go ahead, Steve.
Yeah. I'm just giving you reasons why I'm giving a thumbs down here. Okay. I don't like the idea of putting a 6'4", 215-pound free safety up on the line at linebacker. Okay. That's not an every down situation to me. I need somebody back there that I can count on because I don't want to show my tendencies on a defense. If I've got a guy back there who's trying to fill the role of a wheel at the same time he's supposed to be a safety, that's predictable. Okay, that's very predictable. I want a guy, if he's going to do that, let him spy. Let him be a spy. They didn't do anything for me in that signing. Okay, those two guys they signed at safety, that's Falcons. That's a Falcons defense that gave up, I don't know how many yards. Okay, Dak threw for what, almost 500 yards against them. Okay,
But he's elite. He's elite, bro. Don't stop. Dak should have thrown for 500 yards. He's elite.
Don't start.
What? He's elite.
I love Daryl. I love Daryl. Okay,
He's elite.
but that's why I get thumbs down. I want to give you a really good explanation of why I don't think that, because here's another. Washington and New York have been very active in this free agency period. They've been very active. They've done a lot to strengthen their teams, and it's going to be really tough if they don't get in there and get their feet dirty and sign Jerron Reed or KJ Wright or somebody to strengthen up that defense, or a cornerback. If we're going to go take a tackle in the first round, I got to go out and sign a cornerback, whether it's Malcolm Butler or somebody.
Malcolm Butler's gone. He got signed.
Oh, he did?
He's gone.
I missed that one then. Or you go out and convince Richard Sherman that, you've changed your ways, Jerry. I don't think he's ever going to do that. So
thumbs down for you, then, Steve.
Not addressing
thumbs down. Zach, thumbs up, thumbs down, bro. Have they improved enough? Why?
Thumbs up. Why? Because they signed an elite quarterback. That's why they signed an elite quarterback. Yeah, they kept the quarterback.
They paid Dak.
They paid Dak. That's why they won the draft. But here's the deal. Legitimately, they did. They upgraded positions that we've been arguing about them wanting to upgrade for years. Okay, they updated free safety. They upgraded at that position, right? Yep. So we finally, if he's healthy, I mean, we have somebody who's got 7 interceptions in one season. Okay, so when is the last time we've ever had a safety do that? It's been a very, very, very long time.
Everson Walls.
There you go.
Probably.
There you go. So
Everson Walls.
Right. So we upgraded that position, and then I think the Neal signing is phenomenal. I think it's gonna put us in a situation.
Yes, that's my cat.
I'm sorry, Zach.
No, you're good. You're good.
I got distracted there. I'm a cat lover and a dog.
So I'm gonna agree.
Monkey.
Look, this is these are the two old heads, man. I like on paper. I like their signings on paper, but the reality, and look, Cam and I, we've talked a lot offline. The reality is, NFL football is won in the trenches and up the middle, and you are not getting you're not getting a young kid out of the draft that come in on the defensive line and going to shore up that middle of defense. And the fact of the matter is, no matter what you think Neal and KZ is, you're still putting your same defensive tackles out there, and Tristan Hill, and whoever else, and Gallimore, and you're still putting Jalen Smith up the middle.
And
you haven't gotten better. You haven't gotten better up the middle. And I'm telling you, you did not get better up the middle. And I think this is where Steve and I are going to agree. They can go in the draft and do whatever they want. If this team does not sign, one of them strong, it don't even have to be a name, but if they do not get them a bull, right, to be able to hold a gap on that defensive line, they are going to get. So here's in defense, they're either going to get gashed or they're going to have to sell out to stop those type of runs, and that's going to leave them exposed, over the middle, and they're going to get gashed through the air because they'll have to just sell out in order to stop the run. So I agree with Steve. I don't think not yet. I like the signings, but I still think that they got to get stronger up the middle. And I don't think Smith is going anywhere. Obviously, they showed us that. So to me, the bullseye is squarely on an interior defensive lineman, and it can't come from the draft.
They're using a little Dutch boy to plug the holes in the dike. Okay, they're using their finger to plug holes in the dike. That's the way I see it right now. And you're going to need somebody to come in there with a big bulldozer and make a big berm on that dike and put some dirt up on it, because it's going to come loose. I like Tristan Hill's improvement, but he's injured. Okay. But that's why I wanted to trade up and get Gallimore. I'm sold on Gallimore. You guys aren't, but I love not Gallimore.
Oh no, I love Gallimore, but
Yeah.
Gallimore, look, Gallimore, our defensive tackles are still those Marinelli defensive tackles that rely on get off. And I don't know what Quinn's going to do, but they either got to create it by alignment or they got to create it some kind of way. But those defensive tackles got to get in the backfield and create disruption. And we didn't have that last year. It was up the middle. You want to look at Antoine Woods. You want to look at whomever else they throw and put. We never got any push up the middle. And I think that's the key to defense is getting push up the middle. You get push up the middle and you get in a quarterback's face and speed up that clock, you're going to see results. I don't care what they do at that other cornerback spot. I think if you make me pick between a stud defensive tackle and a corner, I'm picking the defensive tackle all day long because they affect, they can make errant throws and they actually cover, right? That corner. They give an NFL not any of them, but you can get a really decent corner, a Robinson, right? Or Antoine Brown. If you make those guys cover longer than 4 seconds, none of them can do it.
Well,
right?
You're taking the San Francisco Saleh approach, and I totally agree with it because a great defensive line will hide a weak secondary all day long.
Absolutely, all day long.
It will, and Sherman was the only member of that secondary that did anything that year. Their defensive line, their front four, they didn't need that. They were all down linemen, and that's why I'm scared of Washington this year. Okay.
Washington. If you even look at the formula, bro, if you look at even what Tampa Bay, any of those teams, the old Seattle teams, people don't, when you create pressure up the middle, you get the result you want on defense. Without it, you can get sexy all you want and get cute and have all the good corners and safeties you want. If your front seven is weak, you getting your ass spanked.
If I'm scouting a quarterback and I see that his eyes are always down, I'm moving on from that quarterback. Yeah. And that's what killed Russell Wilson this year. The Russell Wilson got so much pressure up the middle late in the season. That's what killed him. And he was always scrambling out. The proof's in the pudding. Okay. And right now the Cowboys ain't eating the pudding that I want them to eat.
I just had a little bird message me that said that we probably have a chance at KJ Wright. We got no chance at Reed. So
really, why?
And those are my two.
So if you had, okay, how about this?
No, that's what I'm just. Oh, I mean, they were both on my wish list right now. I'd take both of them. But
so how about this,
I just had someone tell me we don't have a chance at Reed.
If you had your
notable person
had your choice between Reed and KJ, you had your pick. We got one more signing. Zach, which one you taking, Reed or KJ?
Man, that's hard. That's hard. There's so many.
Do we get to get rid of? Do we get to get rid of Jalen?
Fine.
Does Jalen come with the exit package?
Right.
Zach gets to pick. Zach, you are Jerry Jones. You get to pick. You got one more free agent signing, guys, to make this year. That's it. What move you making? You only get one.
Damn. Who costs less? Who costs more? You know what? Fine. If I have,
I think KJ.
This is a very, very hard situation for me.
I agree with this.
I'm gonna go with he said exactly damn near what I was gonna say. I'm going with KJ, but KJ is more likely. Steven too cheap for Reed. Agreed.
Yeah.
But that's not my reason. That's not my reason. If you could only pick one, I'm going with KJ, and this is why I'm going with KJ Wright. I believe if you give the guys that we have there currently a chance in Hill and Gallimore, I think Gallimore is going to grow this season. I think it'll be much better. I think Hill coming back healthy. I think he'll be better. Will it be what we need? Is it going to get a ton of push? No, but I think it's going to be good enough. And put KJ Wright in there instead of Jalen, and I think it's a whole different ballgame.
So you're taking KJ. Cam, who you taking?
Taking KJ.
Taking KJ.
KJ. Me and Steve. See, this is. I can tell you right now. Steve and I are going to agree. Steve, who you got?
Say it with your chest.
Reed or KJ?
Say it with your chest. Give me some Reed right now. Give me Jerron Reed on this team. Open up that checkbook and get that credit card out, Jerry. That's who I want. Jerron Reed.
I wouldn't say it quite like that, but I'm with Steve because for every reason that I just got done, if you got a young bull on that D line, it makes everything else behind it look better. And I thought all of our problems started on the D line last year. They got bullied, man. They got moved. If you watch Tyron Crawford, Antoine Woods, if you watched them, who? Poe, even
Crawford's gone.
But no, if you watched Poe,
Jerry retired him yesterday.
But if you guys, if we watched, I wish we could just watch a game and only cut out everybody but the D line.
It was awful.
They got moved. They got washed and moved. It was embarrassing, man. And so for me, at all cost, I'm taking I don't care who it is, Hicks, Reed. If you give me a stud D lineman, I'm not saying anybody can play behind him, but you want me to show you a good linebacker? Show me the D lineman that's in front of him.
Well, see, I think Jerron Reed's going to play with attitude if he comes to the Cowboys. Hakeem Hicks, I'm not sure he's going to play with attitude. Now,
he's nasty.
Oh, I know he's nasty, but
he's also kind of a problem. He's been suspended for 6 games.
Yes.
Really? What did he get suspended for?
Yeah, 2017. Yeah. I mean, he's not. You got it, and he's had an injury. He had a surgery. Was it last year before, for like an oblique or something like that? So
I want a player that'll spit on somebody. I'm tired of all these nice guys, man.
Yeah.
I want somebody. I'm
shocker.
I want someone that other players. I do.
We watched.
I want someone that brings the intimidation factor that is coming with some nasty. And the Dallas Cowboys don't have not one D lineman or linebacker that is nasty.
The problem is you have to keep that guy on the field, right? So if he's a troublemaker, if he's one of those dudes off the field too, then what good is he going to do on our team?
Probably didn't bring all the Smith back.
Hold on. Hello, Randy Gregory.
That's just weed for anxiety, though. That's not.
Oh, but that's okay. They don't suspend for weed for anxiety.
Well,
yeah, but
shouldn't. They
shouldn't.
Dirt cheap. That's not.
They're
the same thing.
Right.
It's the same thing.
That policy up. That policy's getting lightened up.
It is.
It is.
Still,
it's gone.
He made himself unavailable. Yeah.
Here's what it boils down to. And Daryl, I'm going to piggyback on your point here. That the defensive line was so bad last year for this team that it made those linebackers look even worse than what they were. There were so many times when a guard or a center would reach the second level because there was nobody holding up the guard or center and plugging up that hole and letting those linebackers run free. I read
Poe was on his back.
Well, Poe was on his knees, on his back, smoking a joint. Okay, Dontari Poe was a waste. That was one of the biggest disappointments I've ever seen in free agency. But you got to have those guys to keep those linebackers off. Now, if Dan Quinn, who is a D-line guy, okay, I'm gonna trust in him to be a D-line guy and get me somebody in there that'll keep those guards and centers off those linebackers. And then we might be able to say, oh, wow, LVE's not that bad. Jalen, he's not that bad.
Well, I don't think nobody going to help that brother.
He's still bad. He's still bad, but Jalen might be able to make a tackle instead of headbutting somebody. Okay? So
I think LVE be better if he's not compensating for Jalen.
Yeah, and that's why. So Cam, when you even say that, that's why I even picked Reed again, because I think LVE is actually I think he's KJ Wright. I think I like him. I know he's had health issues, but I think they're essentially the same player. That kid is a speed kid. I think he can play if he's, obviously if he's healthy and in the right scheme, and you let him run sideline to sideline.
Right.
I think he's great.
I'll say this financially. I'm sorry. Let me just go ahead.
No, go ahead, Zach. I'm sorry. No, you go ahead, Zach. I'm sorry.
Financially, I don't believe that we can afford to really make any more moves right now. So we got.
Yes, you can.
Well, so you can if you do what though? If you restructure contracts.
I would rather restructure Amari than I would anybody else. I don't want to restructure Tank. I can do this with Amari. because I know I'm going to get
Mhm.
3 more years out of Amari Cooper. I can pull the trigger on his contract and I can free up some money. That's where that's coming from. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just
No.
wanted to help you out
Well,
there a little bit.
no. So we have $8 million in cap space, right? So
8.2. Yep.
okay. So
You
at
free
the
up
end of the
Amari,
day,
you get 8 more.
you
You free up Amari, you get 8 more.
okay. So you're pushing. So that's the question I have. That's a concern I have. Right now, we already have a bunch of guys push back, and I know this cap space is going to continue to go up. Clearly, we all do. But guess who else is also back end loaded? That's Dak Prescott's contract, and that's pretty fucking
Right.
heavy. If we're being
Yeah, it is.
honest, then you mix that in with all the offensive guys we have, all the offensive linemen. That's another thing. And then you want to throw Amari Cooper in there, and then
Ooh.
you got to think about signing CD Lamb at some point in time as well, pretty soon. Yeah.
I
What's
got CD Lamb for another 3 years, man. I got CD Lamb for another 3. I'm not worried about CD Lamb. And the lunatic's right. You get 12 million cap space.
Yeah, you get 12 million.
Don't we get him? We got the 5-year option. We got him for 4 more.
True, right.
CD,
You're right.
you know.
But I like that. So if you can free up that 12 with Amari, look, they always say follow the money. I do not think this team, I think if D-Law doesn't have a monster year, this is the last year he's going to be on this roster at that salary. I do think I think they're setting themselves up to free up that 20 some odd million with Lawrence. I like him. He's a great run guy, but for the money that you're paying him and what you're paying him to do, I don't know if he's going to be on the roster. This team needs a defensive tackle, man. And you can't, by the way, the lunatic, you can't, brother. Coop is an outside receiver. CD is not fast enough or big enough to play on the outside. He's not. That guy is always going to be. He's not fast enough to play on the outside. He isn't.
I disagree with you.
Well,
He has
tell
put
me
on
his
some
40
bulk.
time.
He's put
Tell
on
me
some
his 40
bulk,
time.
but-
What did he run in the 40? What did CD Lamb is shifty and he's quick.
Right.
He is not straight line
I
fast.
don't care. It was a 4.5. Who else? Des Bryant had a 4.5. What does that matter?
Des Bryant was also 6'2" and 200 and Des Bryant is just an animal.
CD doesn't stretch the field.
Yeah, CD doesn't stretch the field like that. If this team gives up Amari Cooper, and Amari Cooper gets a lot of disrespect in our fan. He gets a lot of disrespect in our fan base. I'm gonna tell you something. Amari Cooper is a bad boy. He is a bad boy.
CD's 6'2", and he's put on like 20 in muscle. Just putting that out there.
What he run in the 40? How fast is he?
Have you honestly? Hold on.
His tape. Haven't we talked about this? We don't care how fast they run. It's his tape.
It doesn't matter.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. I don't care how fast you are. If you want to be a fast receiver, then go get somebody like. I don't even give a damn. Throw a name out there. A bunch of receivers are fast. I don't give a shit about that. Can you play? Can you ball? That's all I care about. And that
Amari
guy, have you
Cooper is elite.
Okay.
Amari Cooper is elite.
He was a 4.5. His route running's
I'm not
incredible.
saying he's not.
He's a route runner. And Amari's a technician.
I'm not saying Amari Cooper is not elite. Amari Cooper is an elite wide receiver. But I'm saying that CD Lamb has potential one day to be that. They didn't draft somebody they thought was going to be just a slot receiver his entire career. You put him on the outside,
I agree with you.
He's going to be good. He's going to be good.
But and that's fine. What I'm saying is you don't give up a first round draft pick 2 years ago and then let him walk 3 years later.
No,
he's
you're going to get 3 more years.
How old is Amari Cooper? Amari Cooper is like 25 or something, Yeah. He's 25, 26 years old, guys. He ain't even gotten into his prime yet. That's crazy. I mean, it is crazy to talk about, walking away from that guy after next year. That's crazy.
Yeah, Amari's 26.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
That's what I'm saying. You got Amari for 3 more years. That's why I say you kick his money down the road. You push the button on his contract, and that's where you get you some more money in the free agent market.
And I think we need to be honest. We lose Gallup probably after this season.
Yeah,
we really do.
Yeah.
So I'm keeping them both.
It wouldn't surprise me that they trade Gallup in the draft. That's my hot take. Okay, if you want a hot take, there you go. Michael Gallup's liable to be traded in the draft.
Say it with your chest, sir. Say it with your chest.
What's he's going out again?
Michael Gallup may be traded in the draft. May be traded in the draft. watch it. You just watch what I'm saying. Watch what I'm saying. There's your hot take.
I can see. I
hate to say it. I love Michael Gallup to death. Okay, he's one of the most underrated wide receiver twos in the league right now. Okay.
Oh, I know how you feel about that, Steve. Don't you even start with me. Talking about they rolled coverage to him and took it away from Amari.
Oh, we had this.
I will fly to Kentucky. But don't make me get that all 22 on you. I will fly to Kentucky. Man, you better stop.
I'm gonna have my all 22 all cooked up and ready.
I got 22. Me and Zach, man, we put in our money with Cam and we get us one game of all 22. Don't make us pool our money.
I love this. I love this. Man. This is great. This is great.
Okay, so here we are. So let's go ahead and jump into a say it with your chest segment. Camber, what do you got? What's your hot take? What's something you've been thinking about? Something that's been maybe bothering you over the past few weeks? Say it with your chest.
Well, y'all know I'm gonna go for something about Pitts. You knew it. Here's my deal.
Okay.
Jar went out first game. So we don't even know what condition he's in. Have we heard about him training? Have we heard about anything? Schultz is on his last year of contract, right? Y'all are talking about how we're going to have to find some money. Well, if you're not paying these tight ends that may not be around or this higher price one, and you're getting this generational tight end coming in, and we're getting him for 5 years, boom. That makes me happy.
Mic drop. Mic drop. Okay.
That was with my chest, boys.
I like it.
I want to go last. I
like it. All right. That's good. Daryl?
No, hold on, bro.
Nope.
Steve, until we elevate you to co-host, bro, you will go second.
I knew that was coming.
Brother just said last.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
Steve does have a hot take.
Said I'm gonna go last.
He's got a hot take. I'll give it.
Steve, you are up.
He's got a hot take. It's hot.
I do have a hot. I do have a hot take here. Okay.
All right, the lunatic.
Okay.
Apparently, this is his hot take right here. What we got?
Pitcher Wall falls to
10. Take them.
Ooh.
Well, then to get rid of Gallup, then the lunatic. If you're gonna pick Waddle, you gotta trade Michael out. Okay. There'll be too many cooks in the kitchen. There'll be too many cooks in the kitchen, and the ego's going to get bruised. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I get it.
That was a nice little diversion.
See that? Okay. All right.
You want my hot take,
Steve? Yep.
My hot take is this. I heard through a very reliable source before it broke at 3:20 today that KJ Wright, wants to be a Cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
KJ Wright was always a Dallas Cowboys fan. Always loved the allure of America's team. Okay. I also got the scoop before it was relayed to you all that the Cowboys have already spoken to KJ Wright. They are on a track to working out a deal with KJ Wright. And that makes perfect sense because it falls in line with Dan Quinn's strength in the middle policy. And see, Daryl, you and me ought to be Dan Quinn fans right now. Okay, we should be Dan Quinn fans, but I still haven't seen that nose tackle. But there's your KJ Wright. We could very well see KJ Wright sign this weekend. That's the hot take right there.
Wow,
nice.
Yes, and I know a couple people. I know a couple people.
You know some people.
I know some people.
You got people.
I know some people.
That's a hot take. Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
I'm about on them and saying you could very well see KJ Wright signed as a Dallas Cowboy by this weekend. That could be big news.
And I'm gonna buy his jersey and taunt all my Seahawks family and friends. You're like, what?
Look, Cam and I, obviously being up here in the Northwest, we want to or not, we've seen a lot of Seahawks football. That guy is good. He would instantly be their best linebacker. Unfortunately, my say it with your chest ain't going to be positive one for this team. I want to see them. Obviously, we're all Cowboy fans. We want to see our team get better. Here it is for me, and I'll make it simple and plain. This team is going to struggle yet again on defense if they do not sign a defense. You cannot take one in the draft. That's just not how it is. You have not seen, a rookie interior defensive lineman. You've not seen him come in and make a huge impact. And if this team tries again to go into the season with the current defensive tackles on the roster, we ain't going to like the result. You better win games by scoring more than 30. So go out, get you one of these veteran young bulls. And if you don't, you ain't going to like the result, Dallas.
Right.
There you go.
Yep.
Yep.
I can see that.
What's your hot take, Zach?
And we can think the Quinn connection for Wright. Just like, yep. I agree. And you know what? Quinn has came in and he has really helped us out, man, as far as the free safety move. And yeah, he may be bringing in guys he's familiar with, but I'm okay with that because these guys are all great players within their own right. So I think it's going to be a major upgrade for us. My hot take, I'm going to say it with my chest. J.C. Horn is not worthy of the number 10 overall pick, and hands down, Patrick Surtain is your CB1. I don't give a damn what nobody says. I've watched the tape. It ain't close. We're talking about a man, J.C. Horn, who has got two interceptions, two his interceptions his entire college career, okay? And both in the same damn game against Seth Williams, which everybody picked on. Everybody picked on that man. So what is that? Is that special to me? No. People are making he's a playmaker. He's got dog in him. I don't care. I don't care if you got dog in you. If you're getting yellow flags thrown on your ass left and right, what is the point? No, I'm not buying it. That's not a playmaker to me. Playmakers make plays. You ain't making play. You got two damn interceptions. Get out of here. Bye. All of y'all. Get the hell out of here. Patrick Surtain is above and beyond the better cornerback in this draft. Thank you.
So Z, I will tell you when we broke down cornerbacks, when we broke down corners, probably a month ago, right? When we watched that college tape, I didn't even think, I didn't like J.C. Horn then. I hated his technique. I hated everything about him. And of the three people that we looked at, remember? Of the three that we looked at, I actually thought Horn, I didn't even think he was I didn't even think he would get a first round grade.
Yeah.
All this laundry, man. I got to do some laundry. There's too much laundry to do, man. I can't stand all this laundry.
It was bad.
Throw the flag.
It was. It was so bad. And he's right. Like when we were watching this tape, we were grading him. And again, I'm not going to pick on him completely and say he's just an awful player. I think he's worthy of a first round pick. I think he's got a lot of intangibles, a lot of good traits. I think he's good. He's a solid dude. I don't see it. Maybe in the future. He's one of those ceiling guys. Maybe in the future. Not right now. That's not what I want for this team. That's too rich at the number 10 overall spot. So don't think I'm like, just don't think I'm throwing a bunch of shade at him because I'm not necessarily. I'm just saying he's got a lot of move up and he's not. People are pushing his name up and it's just not worthy to me. If you want to trade back and get him, fine.
No.
But expected project is all I'm going to tell you.
If you already got two cornerbacks, you put J.C. Horn on your team and you give him 1 year to work out his issues. And you give him 1 year in practice to work out his issues. Because to me, he's not a day one starter. If he can work his issues out in half a season, let him play against a crappy team. Okay.
I don't want to burn one or a two on him to give him 1 year.
I'm not talking about us taking him.
Oh, okay. Okay. I was like, no.
I'm talking about something like Jacksonville taking him.
Okay. Gotcha.
You know?
Now, Steve, you know where the only saving grace, Z, is that and I don't know, and I know I'm gonna say something, and I know Steve hates cover 3, but if he is gonna be an off the ball corner, maybe. But if you put that kid up in press, you are asking for trouble. You're asking for trouble.
He's gonna come here. I can't let you get this slant on me. No, I can't let you do this. If the only way J.C. Horn's going to be a first-year starter is if they extend the 5-yard chuck rule to 7 yards. Okay, That's the truth. Okay.
Or like you said, he's if Dan Quinn is going to play that base cover 3 scheme, and he's going to be an off the ball because his instincts and see his well, that's where Surtain comes in. Actually, he's the better guy because he's smarter and his instincts are better. And so Surtain is a great Quinn corner. He is a great Quinn corner. Actually, when you think about it, right?
Right. And while you're saying that, I'm looking at all the patterns and the route combinations. While you were saying it, I was looking for route course. These route combinations on this off the ball corner stuff. The out's always there. The square, the 10-yard square end, 12-yard square end's always there. Okay, so you've really got to have a free safety that's rangy that can help make up for that lack of that cover 3.
KZ can do that.
Yeah, well, mate, that's where I'm hoping. I'm hoping he can do that. But if I saw them go after a really good stout corner like Kyle Fuller, okay, if they showed me they were going to do that, I'm fine with them drafting, these guys. But like I said, I gave that thumbs down. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen it. And to piggyback on your KJ Wright thing, and I gave this a lot of thought. KJ Wright, in my opinion, is a guy that can help change the culture in the locker room for you. Okay, he is that mouthy veteran. Okay, that can go in there and help change the culture of the locker room, because the culture of entitlement in the locker room of the Dallas Cowboys is like COVID. Okay, there's not yet a serum against it, and KJ Wright could be that dose of Pfizer that you need for that team.
I'm okay.
Get the laundry off. Oh, throw the flag.
Well, man, right on, guys.
So much fun
on
tonight, man. I had so much fun.
This is a blast.
Yeah, I've had so much fun.
I love it.
I know we're running. AZ, I know we're running up against time, man. But let's Steve, we got Canberra originally, but Steve, we're gonna get you, man. Everybody who comes on and raps with us, we got to always end with Mount Rushmore, brother. You got to give us your Mount Rushmore, your 4 most iconic Dallas Cowboys Mount Rushmore. Who's on the mountain for you, brother?
Roger Staubach. He was my childhood hero. Okay. If I couldn't get the Dallas Cowboys on TV, I boosted the signal on my radio so I could get KRLD. So I'm a Tolo from the 1970s. Roger Staubach. Okay. Now, big surprise here. Okay. Next guy, Cliff Harris. Okay. He's on there. All right.
Now, hold on. It could be anybody, player, coach, front office. So anybody.
Okay. Well, I'm getting Gil Brandt.
Okay.
Gil Brandt's he's on my Mount Rushmore. That's 3. And the very last one, Emmitt Smith. Okay. Emmitt tore the National Football League up. He was the last great every down running back this whole league has ever seen.
I think all 3 of us had Emmitt, didn't we?
Yeah, I believe. Well,
I did.
Yeah, we did. We all of us had Emmitt. Huh?
Did I have him?
Did you? Who was yours?
Oh man, don't make me recap that. I don't even remember.
Who was it, Z?
I know we were debating on having Jerry on there at one point in time.
Well, Jerry's on mine. He's on mine.
Yeah. I think I had Tom Landry. I had I had Tom Landry. I had Roger Staubach. I had Mike Irvin. And yeah, maybe that was the 4th one. Maybe it was Emmitt Smith. No. I went defense. I went defensive player. Who was it? Who'd I go with?
Did you go Dion? No.
Dion can't be on our Mount Rushmore.
No, I
love Dion, but he
did anybody have a good
it was something like
It's just not a
Cam, who was yours?
I had Bob Hayes. I had Bob Hayes.
Oh, do you have Bob Hayes?
No, I had Bob Hayes.
You did.
I had Larry Allen.
Oh, that's right. She had Larry Allen. That was a good one. Yes. Yeah, I was the only one. I put Jerry and Landry on mine, and I had Mr. Cowboy. I had Bob Lilly on there with Emmitt Smith. So I have Bob Lilly, Emmett.
See,
I have Bob Lilly, Emmett, and
Yeah.
Landry, and
I'm with what the
and Jerry.
lunatic says.
I am too.
Damn mountain range.
mountain range.
Right.
Yeah, we need one of those big
Right.
mountain ranges like in Lord of the Rings where they got all these big pyres of fire, these big there's all these big bonfires going down the mountain, and each bonfire's got a cowboy in it.
Right.
Tell you a quick story. 93, I had the pleasure of having dinner with Gil Brandt at a rib joint in Richardson with Mr. Gil Brandt himself. And that's why Gil Brandt is on my list. Gil Brandt, in my opinion, is so well deserving of the Hall of Fame because he was an innovator in scouting. He was an innovator in player personnel. And Gil Brandt was the first guy to ever use a computer card reader to evaluate his scouting process. The Dallas Cowboys in the 70s used a UNIVAC computer to help do their scouting. And in those days, you had these punch cards, and these people had to load all these punch cards in. That's how NASA got to the moon. Did you ever see the great movie Hidden Figures? Those ladies making those, that was awesome. That's what they did back in the 70s. They did that. Gil Brandt was also one of the innovators in bringing a sensory deprivation tank into the Cowboys weight rooms so that the guys could get in these tanks filled with salt water and calm their nerves.
Okay.
Get right. And if sensory deprivation, Dallas Cowboys were innovators, and Gil Brandt had a lot to do with that. Tex Schramm, Clint Murchison, those guys had a lot, but Gil Brandt, in my opinion, was the guy behind the scenes. And I had a wonderful, wonderful night with him.
That's
that was
amazing.
just.
I'm glad you did.
That's amazing.
But we better go before you make me speak ill of
hold
old
on.
Gil.
Ill of old Gil. Why are you talking?
You better, we better go now. You're gonna make me go get my salt now.
No.
We better go now. Cue the music.
Hold on.
he's
Hold
gonna-
on.
no, he's
I got
going-
one more.
He's
I got
gonna
one
pour
more.
the salt on us.
I got one more question for everybody before we let everybody go. If you could have dinner just one night with one Cowboys player, who would it be?
Current or present or
Past.
ever?
Doesn't matter. Ever. All time.
Ooh, dinner. Oh, I know who it is. Well, look, I'm an old DB by trade, so for me it's easy. It's going to be Dion because although he's not my favorite Cowboy, I think I can. Well, Prime man, he revolutionized that position. He revolutionized the position for me,
That'd be fun.
and so I think he'd be entertaining. I think it'd be great conversation. So for me, it'd be old Prime time.
I like it. Who y'all got? Cam, who do you got?
Oh gosh.
The lunatic says
personal
number
or-
22. Man, I met him one time and he was not. I ain't gonna speak ill of him, but he was.
I tell you what, there's a lot of stories out there that he ain't too nice to the people.
Nah, he wasn't. He wasn't. There's a
Emmett's
celebrity golf tournament. And he was not.
Emmett's going through a divorce.
No, he wasn't.
I think
then.
he already been through it. Yeah, he wasn't in.
It wasn't then. That might have been part of it.
I have talked to a lot of people that unfortunately have met him, and it's very rare that I hear good stories.
Well,
Cam, so who you having dinner with?
I'm gonna go back just because I've met him. He's a great guy. He was one of the celebrities out at my clay shoot for the charity at the track, and Jay Novacek.
Ooh,
the Cowboy himself.
Oh, dope.
Right?
Good guy.
Great Cowboy.
guy.
Okay.
Good dude. I heard he's a good dude.
Yeah, and he might have been my crush my football crush a long time ago too.
Okay.
But no,
Okay.
he's a great guy, and I'm sure he's had some good stories.
I
So
like it. Who do you got,
Steve, who you having dinner with, brother?
Even though Roger Staubach was my childhood hero, okay, I don't think he'd be a really good cross the table dinner person. So I'm taking Nate Newton.
Ooh, Nate. He'd be entertaining.
That
He'd
would
be
be
fun. Nate Newton be fun.
That would be fun.
Because I need to have some fun. And Nate Newton in a rib joint, okay, you see him walking into a restaurant, Nate Newton gets 2 turkey platters full of French fries. 2 turkey platters for the
The
French
old Nate Newton.
Neat.
Yeah, the old
He's
Nate
skinny
Newton.
now.
Yeah,
Right. But
He only gets one platter now.
but if we're having dinner together, I'm buying all the French fries he wants to eat.
Zach, you asked who you having dinner
It's
with?
it was close. It was a very tight, close pick for me, but I'm going Mike. I'm going Mike Irvin. We're gonna
love
talk
Mike
about
Irvin.
old. We're gonna talk
I love
old
Irvin.
stories. We're gonna get crazy. I'm gonna
White House.
Mike. So why did you stab that man in the neck, Mike?
That's what I'm saying.
Tell me about
don't try
the
to-
strippers in the
don't-
hotel, Mike.
Right.
I want
Don't try to
barbershop.
get in that barber chair head
Yes,
of Michael Irvin.
barbershop. It was a barbershop.
And Charles Haley would
That
be a
brother
close
needed that
second.
line.
Charles Haley would be a close second because
Wow.
he's crazy too, man. That man's wild. He's out there.
What was the barbershop movie with Ice-T? Was it Friday? Was it Friday?
No, that wasn't a bar. Steve, see now, look, man. See.
No, was it Friday?
You got mixed up movies. Friday ain't got no iced tea in it.
No,
that's
not
that's the
iced tea, not
Kentucky
iced-
version.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, correct me. Okay, correct me. I
Ice
want
cube.
Ice
Cubes.
Cube.
Put some cubes in that ice, brother. Put some
Well,
cubes in that drink.
Ice-
The-
Cubes in that drink.
You got the
Okay.
wrong ice.
Seriously,
you
though. Seriously, though.
At least he
Right.
didn't say vanilla ice.
I know, right?
At least he didn't say
Oh,
vanilla.
Put vanilla ice in barbershop.
Oh no. Who
We
was in
have got
Friday?
off the rails,
Who was in
guys.
Friday after next? Then
Oh, shit.
who's in Friday?
That's
After next?
something else.
Ice
Come on,
Cube.
Daryl.
Ice Cube.
Come on, Daryl.
Ice Cube.
Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. You're right. But the barbershop thing, that's where the guy got stabbed, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In the barbershop.
Yep.
Okay, and he was a fellow player. I can't remember the guy's name.
Shit, I thought it was Eric Williams, wasn't it? It wasn't Eric Williams. That
No,
big.
it wasn't
Who
Eric
was it?
Williams.
Eric
No.
Williams, I guess, would have whipped his ass, huh? It was somebody.
No,
Eric Williams.
he was a veteran. I can't remember his name either, but
Yeah, he was a veteran.
he got brought in during free agency. It was like his first year there, and
Yeah, and he didn't quite fit in.
yeah.
Yeah.
He basically he got in his place, and he was yelling like "Seniority, get the hell out my chair, bitch!" I'm the man.
So if I'm with Nate Newton for a night, I want to hear. If I'm with Nate Newton for a night, I want to hear about
MacGyver.
all those shipment
It was
stories.
MacGyver.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
I
MacGyver.
Googled it. I
Oh,
Googled
okay.
it. It was MacGyver.
What a coincidence!
With a pair of
Yeah.
scissors.
The pair of scissors got stabbed.
Sound like a game of Clue.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I love it. All right, guys, that is it for
Yeah.
today. Cam, where can we find you at, madam?
You can find me on Twitter at 2TOO_much Camber.
Never have enough. Too much camber.
That's right.
All right.
That's our girl.
Oh,
Cat call.
our girl.
Oh.
All right. Steve, where can we find you at, brother?
At Steve Cornette. That's CORNETTE. And you'll see me as the Tolo from the 859.
All right.
That's my little area code up here in Lexington.
I like it.
And I'm a regular listener to the fan. I'm a big fan fanatic.
Love
Okay.
it. Love
Yep.
it.
I've had so much fun tonight, folks.
Yes.
It's
Hey,
been a
and the
blast.
lunatic, our one
Right?
one guy commenting here. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Stuck with us. You stuck with us.
Make sure you guys like and subscribe. That's the Star Boys show at Double XO show. Make sure you go to our Twitter channel. That's Star Boys show, and that's Star Boys with a Z. So make sure to check us out there, and obviously here on YouTube as well. Thank you guys. Daryl, take us out, man.
Right on. Hey, family. Drinks up. Have a sip. Have a sip on us.
Amen.
Hey, you guys have a great weekend.
Have
We'll
a
talk to you
great
guys soon.
weekend.
All
Have a
right,
great
Steve.
weekend.
Enjoy it.
Much love.
Cheers.
How
Bye, guys.
about them Cowboys?